What is up, guys? We are playing Mansion Attack on Expert Mode with Peter Parker Spider-Man. So first, let's shuffle up the 4 villains here. And we are starting off with Blob. He will have 19 hit points and a tough status card. And then let's shuffle up the encounter deck here. And then with the main scheme, when reviewed, deal each player a face down encounter card. This will go into the victory display. And then we will shuffle up the 4 different 2A main schemes here. And we are starting off with the cafeteria. So each character gains retaliate 1. This will have 1 threat. If 2 more of the main schemes complete, then we lose the game. We have to defeat 3 villains on expert mode to win the game. So let's shuffle up our player deck here. And draw up to our hand size of 6. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we will actually discard and mulligan all 6 of these cards and draw 6 more cards. We want a fresh hand. Okay, let's see here. So let's use this as 2 resources to play Ironheart. When she enters play from her hand, draw 1 card. Let's use Peter Parker Scientist to generate a mental resource. This would be 2 more resources for a total of 3. So we can play the victory here. When he enters play, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each web warrior card you control, including himself. So we only have himself, so just 1 threat to get this off the main scheme here. And then let's flip over to Spider-Man. And then let's see, so every character gains retaliate with the cafeteria. So we don't want to mess around too much. Let's have Pavitri attack Blob. That will remove tough. He takes a retaliate, and he'll also take a consequential damage. Spider-Man will swing at Blob for 2 damage. So we will drop him from 19 down to 17. And he will retaliate and hit Spider-Man for 1. So we drop from 10 down to 9. And that will end our turn. Let's ready back up. Let's discard the Spider Tracer and the Swing Web Kick and draw back up to our hand size of 5. Okay, so it is Blob's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates when the villain initiates an attack against you. Draw 1 card. Let's have Pavitri defend this attack here. So Blob is hitting with a base of 2 plus a boost card here of 2 more for 4 damage. Pavitri does not survive. Blob has a force response after he attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So Pavitri would have been stunned, but it doesn't matter because he's defeated anyways. And we get 1 face down encounter card for a total of 2. First one is Assault. The villain attacks you. So Spider Sense will activate, so we can draw another card. And then let's have Ironheart defend this attack. So this would be his boost, 2 plus 1 for a total of 3 damage. Ironheart does not survive. And the last encounter card is the Brotherhood here. So this will have Hinder 2, so 5 threat. Each Brotherhood of Mutants minion gains Quick Strike with the Hazard icon. Okay, so it's back to our turn. Let's see, let's play One Way or Another. Hero action, search the encounter deck for a side scheme and reveal that side scheme. So we are looking for Protect the Students here. When defeated, the player who defeats this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally and adds it to their hand. It has a crisis icon, so we can't remove threat from the main scheme while this is in play, and Hinder 2, so 4 total threat. Now we can resolve One Way or Another and draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see. We want to get rid of this side scheme the most. Let's see, how do we do that? We want to get Nick Fury down. So let's use 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be 4 resources here. So we can play Nick Fury. when Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're gonna pick the one to draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, hoping for a double there. Let me see, we get this down, we get Avengers Mansion, and we can't play Lady Spider yet. Okay, let's use this as 4 resources so we can play Avengers Mansion. Exhaust it to draw 1 card. Let's use Enhanced Spider Sense as a resource to play a web shooter here. This will have 3 web counters. Okay, unfortunately, we will take 2 encounter cards this next turn. Nick Fury thwarts for 2 to bring this from 5 down to 3. He takes a consequential damage. Spider-Man thwarts for 1 to bring us from 3 down to 2. And then that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. Let's discard Lady Spider. Draw back up to our hand size of 5. Hopefully getting one of those backflips in here. Okay, there we go. So it is Blob's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He will attack us. Spider Sense activates so we can draw a card. I do want to backflip to, but I think we're gonna have Nick defend anyways. Okay, so Nick is defending here. He's hitting with a base of 2 plus 1. The villain's toad give him an additional boost. It's not toad, so Nick will be defeated. And since he's defeated, he won't get stunned. And because he's defeated, he also won't retaliate. And then Blob will deal us 2 face-down encounter cards because of the hazard icon here. So the first one is immovable. Blob activates against you, so he's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates again, so we draw another card. Let's take the attack. Hit with the base of 2 plus 1, 3 damage. We will use a backflip here. When you take an amount of damage from an attack, prevent all that damage, so we can jump out of the way. And then every character gains retaliate 1, so we're going to hit Blob back for 1 to bring it from 17 down to 16. And then 1 more encounter card here, Mystique. She has toughness, 9 hit points. Players cannot attack the villain, and her attacking scheme is equal to the villain's attacking scheme. But since she is a Brotherhood of Mutants minion, they gain quick strike here. So she's going to hit us right off the bat for 2 damage, So we drop from 9 down to 7. But since every character has retaliate 1, we're going to hit her back for 1 to remove tough. All right, and that's back to our turn. Let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. I got Coulson here, which will definitely help out. Okay, let's use this as 3 resources when paying for a yellow card. So we can play Agent Coulson. When he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card, adds your hand. So let's get Spycraft in our hand here. And then, let's see, we want to get down Quinn Carrier. And then we also want to get down Spycraft. Okay, so let's use this as 3 resources so we can play a Quinn Carrier here. Play only if you have the Avengers trait. We do have an Avengers trait as Spider-Man. Exhaust Quinn Carrier to generate a resource to play Spycraft. Play only if you control a spy character. We do have one with Agent Coulson. When you review an encounter card, discard Spycraft, cancel the effects of that card, and then review another encounter card from the encounter deck. Okay, so let's see. We want to thwart. So Coulson's thwarting for 2 from the Brotherhood here. That will clear this off. He takes a consequential damage. And then let's see, Spider-Man is going to, I think we should get a backflip this turn. So let's attack Mystique for 2. She will retaliate and hit us back for 1. So we drop from 7 down to 6, and that ends our turn. So let's ready up. And then draw back up to our hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we did get that second backflip. Okay, so it is now Blob's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates, so we draw a card. We decked out, so we get a face down encounter card. And then we shuffle up, or actually this would be Blob's boost card. When he attacks, we draw a card with Spider Sense, and now we deck out. So now we get the face down encounter card. And we shuffle up our discard pile here. Back into the deck. Okay, so Blob is hitting us. We're going to take the attack. This would be his boost. 2 plus 1, discard 1 random card from your hand as a boost effect. Oh, that is not good. Okay, so we discard a card before we can play backflip, I believe. So hopefully we don't lose the backflip here. We lost the beat cop. Okay, so he's hitting us for 3, and we will use a backflip to jump out of the way again so we don't get stunned, and we will retaliate for 1 because every character has retaliate. So we drop him from 16 down to 15, and Mystique is going to attack us. Let's see, let's take that damage. So she's hitting for 2 So we drop from 6 down to 4, and then we will retaliate and hit her back for 1 again. And then Blob uses a face down encounter card for a total of 2 encounter cards. First one, Brotherhood Beatdown. For each of the fallen enemies in play, we do this. So Blob is the one in play, so we just get stunned. And then last encounter card, Protect the Students again. So we have 2 of these side schemes here. With injure 2, so 4 total threat. Okay, and it's back to our turn. Let's see here. Let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. And then let's use the Web Shooter as a resource. Quinn carries a second resource to play Black Cat. When she enters play, discard the top 2 cards of your deck and add each mental resource card to her hand. We didn't get anything. And then let's use this Web Shooter to generate another resource. This is a double when paying for a yellow card for a total of 3. So we put down a Beat Cop here. And then let's exhaust Beat Cop to move a threat from this Protected Students over to Beat Cop. Spiderman attacks to get rid of stun. And then, let's see, we can have Black Cat swing at Mystique for 1. And then she will retaliate and hit Black Cat back for 1. Coaston's going to thwart for 2 from, let's get it from this Protect the Students here. To drop this from 4 down to 2, he takes 8 consequential damage. That will end our turn, so let's ready back up. Let's keep the strength here in our hand and draw 4 more cards back up to our hand size of 5. Okay, so it is now Blob's turn again. He's adding 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spire Sense activates, so we can draw a card. Let's have Black Cat defend this attack. He's hitting with the base of 2 plus a boost card of 0. Black Cat does not survive. And then Mystique is going to attack us. Let's see. Should we... I think we're going to defend this attack here. Yeah, so Spiderman would defend. So it does no damage because she has 2 attack, and we will retaliate and hit her back for 1. So she has 5 damage now with 4 hit points left. Okay, and then we get 1 face down encounter card, which is Exhaustion. Exhaust your identity. We are already exhausted, and it will surge into another encounter card. Hopping Mad. Toad activates against you if he's not in play. Search the encounter deck and discard pop for Toad and put him into play. I think he was discarded earlier. So Toad would just come into play here. Okay, and then it is back to our turn. Let's see, so let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. We got Aunt May, so right now might be a good time for us to flip down. Let's see, so let's use this as 2 resources. Actually, let's use this as a double, so we can play Ironheart. When she enters play from her hand, draw 1 card. So we're gonna draw a card here. Got a Swinging Web Kick. Let me see. We are okay with the scheming. So let's see. We want to clear 1 of the Protected Students. So we need this to pay for a Moon Girl. And then, okay. So let's have Coulson thwart for 2 from this Protected Students. So he will actually, oh, wait a minute. It's better to have him attack because of the retaliate. So Coulson's actually going to attack Toad for 1. And then Coulson is defeated, taking consequential damage. And he also takes the retaliate from Toad as well. Okay, next we're gonna have Ironheart here, thwart for 1 from Protected Students. She takes 8 consequential damage. We're going to exhaust Beat Cop to move 1 threat from Protected Students over to the Beat Cop. This will clear Protected Students. When defeated, the player who defeats the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally and adds it to their hand. So we are looking for Moon Girl here, and we're going to put her in our hand. And then shuffle up the deck. Okay. And then we can actually get this down here too. So let's use this Spire Chaser as a resource to play War of the Great Web. Attached to a character with Spider and Saddle. Let's give it to Spider-Man. We now gain the Web War trait, and when a Web War ally leaves play, we get +1 attack until the end of the phase. Let's flip over to Peter Parker now, and we will use Scientist to generate a mental resource. Quinn carry as a 2nd mental resource, and let's use this as a 3rd mental resource. So we can play Moon Girl. Play only if your identity has a champion or genius trait. We are a genius as Peter Parker. After you play Moongirl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource used to pay for it. We use 3, so we're drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can keep this for next turn. Let's use, we need to get SPDR down and we need to get anime down. Okay, so let's have Moongirl first attack. We're gonna attack Toad for 2. That will finish him off. And he doesn't retaliate because he is defeated. And Moongirl will take 2 consequential damage for that. And then let's use this as a double resource. So we can play SPDR here. Play only if you control a web word card. We do with Peter Parker because of the War of the Great Web here. And then, let's see, she can't attack because she'll take consequential damage and be defeated. Let's use the Swing Webkit as a resource to play Aunt May. And we'll exhaust Aunt May to heal by 4. So we go from 4 up to 8. Okay, that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. And let's keep the Under Surveillance and the Power of Justice in our hand here, because this will definitely flip, because they're gonna scheme, and when it flips, we want to play this on the next scheme so we don't lose. So we draw up to our hand size of 6 here. Okay, and it is now Blob's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He is going to scheme with a base of 2 plus a boost card here of 1. If the villain's Avalanche, give him an additional boost. It's not, so he's scheming for 3. This will flip this. 5 plus 3 is 8. This goes into the victory display. If there's 1 more, then we lose a game. So we flip this next one, which is each character gains +1 attack, starting off with 1 threat. So if we lose the courtyard here, then we lose the game. Mystique is scheming with a base of 2 because the same as Blob. So this will go up by 2, up to 3 now. And we get 1 face down encounter card, which is Groundswell. Avalanche activates against you. He's not in play, so we search the encounter deck and discard for Avalanche and review him. So we're looking for Avalanche here, and he will come into play. All right. And then it's back to our turn. So let's use Aunt May to heal. So we go from 8 back to our full hit points of 10. Exhaust Avengers Mansion, so we can draw a card. And then, let's see here. Let's have Moongirl swing. We're going to attack Mystique for 2. Moongirl takes consequence, or for 3 actually, yeah, because of the courtyard here. So Moongirl's hitting for 3, because every character gets +1 attack. Yeah, so she gets this card taking consequential damage. Mystique has 1 hit point left. It's probably not the best play, but it's okay. So let's play the Web of Life and Destiny for free. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web War trait. We are Web War because of the War of the Great Web here. When a Web War ally leaves play, we can draw 1 card with the Web of Life and Destiny here. Let's see. So we want to have SPDR do something here too. Let's see, 2 attack. Okay, we actually have enough damage. So SPDR is going to attack Mystique. Each character gets +1 attack, so she's hitting for 2. That will finish Mystique off. And the SPDR will take a consequential damage. Ironheart has 2 attacks. She does hit Avalanche for 2. And then she will be defeated, taking consequential damage. And then let's use Peter Parker's Scientist to generate a mental resource. This would be 2 more resources for a total of 3. So we can play a second Beat Cop. Let's exhaust both Beat Cops to get 2 threat off of this side scheme here. So this drops from 3 down to 1. Each Beat Cop will have 1 more threat. So this one has 1 and this one has 3. Next, let's use this as a double resource when paying for a yellow card to play Under Surveillance and attach this to the main scheme. This will increase the target threat by the main scheme by 4. So instead of us losing at 7, we will lose at 11 now. And then let's flip over to Spiderman. Spiderman has +1 attack because of the courtyard here. So we're going to swing for 3 at Avalanche to take him out. Okay, that will end our turn. Let's keep the Enhanced Fire Sensor in our hand and draw back up to our hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it is now Blob's turn. He's going to add a 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates, so we draw a card. And we drew into a backflip, which is perfect. So it's hitting with a base of 3 because of the courtyard here. Plus a boost card. 3 plus 3, so it's going to do 6 damage. We will use a backflip to jump out of the way and avoid that damage. And then he will deal us one face down encounter card, which is Under Siege. Place 3 threat on the scheme for each Brotherhood of Mutants character. There's only one in the Blob, so 3 threat and an acceleration token on the main scheme. Okay, so we gotta do some threat removal here. Let me check the discard pile to see if Lady Spider has been discarded. Okay, she is not, so she is still in the deck. I think we can draw her out with Nick Fury. Let's first use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. And Pavitri actually works just as well here. Okay, let's use Quinn Carrier to generate 1 resource. This would be 3 more for a total of 4, so we can play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're gonna pick the one to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next let's have SPDR Thwart for 2 from Under Siege. So bring it down to 1. Her effect, when she takes excess consequential damage, she will return back to our hand. And with the effect of the Web of Life and Destiny, we can draw 1 card. So we decked out, so we do get a face down encounter card here. And let's shuffle up the discard pile back into the deck. Okay. And then let's see here. We want to get SPDR back down. And we want to get Pavitri down. So let's use this as 2 resources to play SPDR back down again. And then we will exhaust both beat cops here to get 1 threat off of this side scheme to a beat cop and 1 off of here. So this will clear both these off. We can remove the acceleration token here. And the one defeat of protected students is the player who defeats a scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally and adds it to their hand. We could get, let's just look through our deck. I think we're just gonna add, let's get Black Cat to her hand. And we're gonna end up just using her as a resource here. All right. Next, let's use this as, let's use the web shooters to generate 1 resource. And this will be 2 more resources for a total of 3. So we can play Pavitri. When he enters play, remove 1 threat from the scheme for each web warrior card you control, including himself. So we have the Web of Life and Destiny. Spiderman because of the War of the Great Web, SPDR, and Pavitri. So it's going to be 4 threat to clear off the main scheme here. Okay, next, let's use this Swinging Web Kick as a resource to play Endurance. This will increase our max hit points by 3. So we go from 10 up to 13. All right. Spider-Man gets +1 attack because of the War of the Great Web because SPDR led play earlier in the phase. So he's going to swing for 3, +1 with the Courtyard, so he's swinging for 4. That will bring Blob from 15 down to 11. SPDR swings for 2 because of the Courtyard, so 11 down to 10 for Blob. SPDR takes a consequential damage. Pavitri will swing for 2 as well with the +1 attack, dropping Blob from 9 down to 7. He will take a consequential damage. And Nick Fury is swinging for +1 attack as well for 3. So 7 down to 4. And Nick will take a consequential damage here. That will end our turn. Let's keep the enhanced presence in our hand and then draw, ready everyone back up first. And then we will draw it back up to our hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is Blob's turn. He's adding 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spiral Sense activates so we can draw a card. Let's have Nick Fury defense attack. So it'll be Blob's boost card. 2 plus 2 more, a total of 4 damage. Nick Fury does not survive that. And then Blob will deal us a face down encounter card. So we have 2 encounter cards. First one is Mutant Terrorist. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Brotherhood side scheme and reveal it. So we're looking for the Brotherhood side scheme. I think it's still in the encounter deck, but let's check the discard pile first. Oh no, it's right here. Okay, so we review the Brotherhood side scheme here. This has 3, hinder 2, so 5 threat, and a hazard icon. Each Brotherhood of Mutants minion gains quick strike. Last encounter card here is a Brotherhood of Mutants minion. Yeah, that's okay. So Pyro comes into play. He has quick strike. So he's going to attack us right off the bat with +1 attack. So he's hitting us for 1. We drop from 13 down to 12. Then his force response, after he attacks, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Then take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon. So just 1, 2. So we're going to take 2 indirect damage. Let's give 1 to Pavitri here. And then we will take 1 to drop from 12 down to 11. Okay, and then it's back to our turn. Let's use Avengers Mansion first, so we can draw a card. And then, let's see here. Okay, let's first have SPDR thwart from the Brotherhood here for 2. So this drops us down to 3. She takes consequential damage and comes back to our hand. We draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect. Let's use the Queen character to generate a resource to play Spider Tracer, and we'll attach this to Pyro here. And we're going to exhaust both B-Cops to get 1 threat off of the main scheme and 1 off of the Brotherhood here. So this goes down to 2. This B-Cop has 3, this one has 5, so let's clean up a little bit. Alright. Okay, so Spiderman gets +1 attack because a Web Warrior ally led play in SPDR. So we're gonna have him attack Pyro for 4 because he gets +1 more attack from here. So Pyro is defeated, and the Spider Tracer will go off here. When an attached minion is defeated, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So let's get 3 off of the Brotherhood. So we can clear this off. Okay, and then let's use this as a resource so we can put down a second web shooter here with 3 web counters. And then let's use this as 2 resources. Can't grab the card. Okay, let's use this as 2 resources so we can play SPDR back down again. And then she will swing at Blob for 2 with her +1 attack to bring it from 4 down to 2. She takes a consequential damage. Alright, and then that will end our turn. Let's keep these 3 cards in our hand and ready back up. Okay, and we are ready to flip or defeat Blob, and flip him to the next villain. Draw back up to hands has a 5, ending our turn. Okay, so it is Blob's turn, adding 1 to the main scheme. He attacks us, Spider Sense activates, so we draw a card. Let's take the attack. He's hitting with a base of 2, plus a boost here of 2 more for 4 damage, plus 1 here, so 5 damage. We will use a backflip to jump out of the way. And then he will deal us a face down encounter card, which is under fire, surge, and reveal the top card of the encounter deck. So we have 2 more encounter cards actually. First one is immovable. Blob activates against you. So he's going to attack us again. Let's take the attack. So we draw another card with Spider Sense here. He's hitting with a base of 3 because of that. Let's have Pavitri defend. This would be his boost card, 2. So he's gonna do 5 damage. Pavitri does not survive. Since a Web Warrior ally leaves play, we can draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny. Okay, next, our last encounter card here is Brotherhood Beatdown. For each of the fallen enemies in play, we do this. Let's actually just cancel it. So that's a treachery card, so we can use Enhanced Spider Sense and pay for it using the Quinn carry here to cancel this treachery card. Okay, so it's back to our turn. We want to just go ahead and flip Blob. Let's use this as a double resource so we can play Ironheart here. When she enters play, draw 1 card. And then let's have Ironheart swing at Blob for 2 because of the +1 attack. So that will bring Blob down to 0, and he is defeated. He will go into the victory display. And then when we get a new villain here, save the school, deal ourselves a face down encounter card. Avalanche has toughness. He has 18 hit points. And whenever he attacks you, exhaust or after he attacks us, we exhaust an ally we control. Ironheart takes a consequential damage. Okay, next, SPDR will thwart for 2 and clear off the main scheme here. She takes excess consequential damage and comes back to our hand. Once again, we draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect. Okay, let's use Avenger's Mansion to draw another card. Okay, and then let's see, let's use this as a double resource to play SPDR back down again. And then let's use this as 3 resources when paying for a yellow card to play Agent Coulson. When it enters play, we can add Spycraft to our hand. This is our only preparation card, so we can't do anything else with that. And then let's use this as 3 resources so we can play a 3rd and final beat cop. Okay, so we are fully set up here. SPDR will swing at Avalanche to remove Tough. She takes a consequential damage. Coulson will attack Avalanche for 2 with the +1 attack here to bring him from 18 down to 16. He takes a consequential damage. Spiderman got +1 attack because SPDR led play earlier, so he's swinging for 3 +1 from here, so 4. That'll bring Avalanche from 16 down to 12. That will end our turn, so let's ready back up. and then draw back up to our hand size of 5, but we do deck out, so we get another face down encounter card. And then shuffle up the discard pile here, back to the deck. And then drawing 2 more cards, for a total of 5 cards here. Okay, we got a backflip and a swing web kick. Okay, so it is Avalanche's turn. He will add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activate, so we draw a card. Let's take the attack. So it's hitting with a base of 4 plus 1, 5, plus a boost card here of 1. So it's gonna do 6 damage to us. We use a backflip here to jump out of the way. And then after he attacks you, exhaust an ally you control. Let's exhaust Agent Coulson here. And then we get a 3rd encounter card. So 3 encounter cards this turn. First one, Pyromaniac. Pyro activates against you if he's not in play. Search the discard pile and encounter deck for Pyro. So we saw him earlier. Let's see, he's not over there. So we put Pyro into play now. And then next encounter card, Brotherhood Beatdown. For each of the following enemies in play, we do that. So Avalanche is in play, so we get exhausted. Pyro is in play as well, so we take 2 indirect damage. Let's give 1 to Coulson, and we will take 1 ourselves. So we drop from 11 down to 10. And then the last encounter card here, attach to a minion and give it a tough status card. So let's give it to Pyro. Okay, so he gets a tough status card and he gets plus 5 hit points. So he has 9 hit points now, which is not super good. Okay, because we're exhausted too. Okay, so let's see, that will end the villain phase. So it's back to our turn. Let's use Avenger's Mansion so we can draw a card. We got another swinging web kick here. Okay, let's have Ironheart swing at Pyro. That will remove his tough status card. She will take a consequential damage and she gets defeated here. Okay, SPDR will, is there any point in thwarting? Oh yeah, we have to recur her. So SPDR will thwart from the main scheme to clear this off. She returns back to our hand, taking excess consequential damage. We draw another card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect. We got a lot of resources here. Let's use this double to play SPDR back down again. She will swing at Pyro for 2 with the +1 attack. And then she takes a consequential damage. Okay, next, let's play a swinging web kick. We'll use this as, let's use this as 3 resources. So we can play a swinging web kick. And we're gonna hit Pyro for 8. That will finish him off. He's defeated, and this is defeated as well because he has 9 hit points. So that would have done 10 total damage. Let's use a Quinn carry to generate a resource. This would be a double, so we can play a second swing web kick and we will hit Avalanche for 8. That will bring him from 12 down to 4. Okay, and then that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. And then draw back up to our hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is Avalanche's turn again. He's gonna add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us with a base of 5. Because of this, we draw a card with Spider Sense first. And then, let's see, after he attacks, you exhaust an ally you control. Should we have, yeah, let's have Coulson defend. So this would be his boost card here. 5 plus 1, if the villain's Pyro, give him an additional boost. It's not Pyro, so it's hitting for a total of 6. Coulson does not survive. And then with Avalanche's force response, we must exhaust an ally we control, so we exhaust SPDR here. And then we get a face-down encounter card, which is Assault. The villain attacks you, so we draw another card with Spider Sense here. And he's still hitting us with 5. I think we need to defend this one. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna defend for 3. He's hitting with a base of 5 plus a boost card here of 1 more. Attach this card to a minion, give it tough. So nothing there. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Defending for 3, so we take 3 damage, dropping from 10 down to 7. Okay, and then back to our turn. Let's use Avenger's Mansion so we can draw a card. And then we want to, let's exhaust the decop to get 1 threat off of the main scheme to clear it. And then we want to play Nick Fury here. So let's use this as 4 resources so we can play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're gonna pick the ones that actually deal 4 damage to an enemy. So we're gonna hit Avalanche for 4. That brings him from 4 down to 0. And we defeat him as well. Since we defeated another villain with Save the School, we deal ourselves a face down encounter card here. And our last minion, or last villain I mean, is Pyro with 17 hit points, and he will come in with a tough status card as well. Okay, and then let's see, we can play Pavitri. Let's use the Queen card to generate a resource. This is a double when paying for a yellow card, so we can play Pavitri here. His effect won't activate because there's no threat to remove. Pavitri will swing at Pyro. That will get rid of the tough status card here. Pavitri takes a consequential damage. Nick Fury will swing at Pyro for a total of 3 because of the +1 attack. So Pyro drops from 17 down to 14, and Nick will take a consequential damage. That will end our turn. So let's ready up the beat cops, ready up our allies, ready up Spiderman, and support here, and draw back up to our hand size of 5, keeping the enhanced fire sense here to cancel any Mystique cards. Okay, and we should have the kill shot if we can survive this last turn without getting exhausted. So it is Pyro's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Fire sense activates, so we can draw a card. Let's have Nick Fury defend this attack. So Pyro is hitting with a base of 2 with that, plus his boost card here. 3, so it's going to do 5 damage. Nick Fury does not survive that. And then Pyro's force response. After he attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck and take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discard. So 2 damage. We're going to put them both on Spiderman, so we drop from 7 down to 5. And then he will deal us a face-down encounter card for a total of 2 encounter cards. First one here is Shapeshifter Surprise. Let's use the enhanced fire sense here. So when a treachery card is reviewed from the encounter deck, cancel its one review effect, we can cancel the Shapeshifter using the Queen card as a resource to pay for it. And our last encounter card is Advance. So Pyro is going to scheme. Let me see. We could cancel with Spycraft, but I don't think he's gonna get a boost to get enough. So okay, he's scheming for a base of 2. Let's let it happen. Plus a boost card here. So we shuffle the encounter deck discard pile back into the encounter deck. You can see decks out. Okay, and then since he decked out, he gets a permanent acceleration token to the main scheme. And this would be Pyro's boost card, 2 + 1 for 3. So the main scheme goes up to 4. Okay, and then it's back to our turn. Let's see here. Okay, so SPDR is going to attack Pyro for 2 because of the courtyard. So he drops from 14 down to 12. She gets defeated. She will be discarded. And then when a Web Warrior ally leaves play, we can draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect. Since we decked out, we get a face-down encounter card. And then we shuffle up our discard pile back to the deck here. Okay. Next, Spiderman gets +1 attack because a Web Warrior ally left play. He gets +1 attack because of the courtyard, so +2. He's going to swing for 4 to bring Pyro from 12 down to 8 here. And then we will use this as 3 resources to play a swinging web kick and hit Pyro for 8. And that will bring him from 8 down to 0. And he will be our 3rd villain added to the victory display here. And that is the end of Mansion Attack on Expert Mode.